All right, so Zeek. Zeek is extremely easy to show you. Zeek is a programmable intrusion detection system, a better thing than a firewall, and they wrote a nice interactive terminal. This thing was originally called Bro. It was made, I think, at Lawrence Berkeley Labs in Berkeley around here. I heard about it years ago, that it was extremely effective, and they found new threat attackers they didn't know about before by using this powerful product. And what it does, instead of just having pre-programmed ports to block or so on, is you program it to do things. And they made this nice online tutorial with a lot of lessons where you practice how it works. So it has events, and you specify them. So Zeek init is the event that happens when Zeek starts, and Zeek done is the event when Zeek stops. And you can program them. So this is the code, and you can run it here. And when you run it, it will appear down here. It prints hello world and goodbye world, and then it even has logs showing more details. So it started, it printed hello world, it stopped and printed goodbye world. I could say, I could change this to CCC. This is live. So now if I run that one, it prints that. And you can even upload PCAP files and analyze real traffic in this Zeek online tutorial. So it's very nice. And you do that later. So there's hello world. Then there's how do you load scripts. This will load a script from somewhere else. And then there's functions, which you'll learn how to set up functions here. Here's function calls. Emphasize is a function, which will emphasize things. And here's how you define the function. So you define emphasize to add star before and after things. You'll learn how to make functions. You'll learn how to make variables. Like here's x. Y is a constant, so you can't change it. But x is not a constant, so you can change it, and so on. You can learn different variable types, and so on. There's just a whole lot of little lessons here where you learn to do things. And I've got a bunch of flags here you can put up there where you learn these various things. And then eventually you can analyze real traffic. Let's try 14, exercise traffic PCAP. Might be this one. No, that's just programming. There's one with real traffic. Probably this one, exercise 2. Yes. We now have the concept to finish. Solve the following exercise subnets. Okay. Please load the traffic sample exercise, traffic.pcap. So it's here. There, exercise traffic.pcap. So you can run it, and you're going to do is make a script which will print the 10 new connections and so on. You've learned how to do it. So you write a script, and you can run it on a real PCAP here. So that's the thing. And there's an http.pcap and a scan1.pcap. You can download my file, and you can run an external file by loading it into this. So you can scan some real traffic. And so you're just learning how to do it. You find the IP addresses connected to by a file and so on. So it turns out, you can do lots of good things in this little language. So you program it. And the thing I heard that they did at UC, at Lawrence Livermore Lab that was really good is they program it to detect malicious events. And if you get like more than 5 malicious events from somebody, then you block that IP address for half an hour. And they say they use that instead of any static firewall rules at all. They just block anybody that does anything malicious for half an hour, and that is more effective than trying to list the known bad IPs or known bad countries or something and block them. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, check it out. The interactive tutorial is very helpful. And if you want to, I got a project here where you install it in your own Linux machine and use it. You can totally install it and practice setting it up and running it against sample traffic. If you install it yourself, you'll see how it works. And one thing that's great is by default, it creates a nice DNS log, all the DNS resolutions and all the HTTP. Even if you don't configure a configuration file, it does keep logs of DNS and HTTP traffic. And you can even configure it to harvest credentials from basic authentication, which it doesn't by default, you can turn on default capture password to true, and then it will actually capture the passwords that are sent in that way. So you can and you can also detect SSH brute force attacks by adding a very simple rule to detect that, and then it will create alerts. So you can see it's just a programmable IDS, and you can make it do anything you want, and this is considered quite valuable. That's it for that one.